Hello friends, today let us learn which are the types of polynomials. We have studied the general form of a polynomial, that is how can we represent a polynomial. So let's have the general form of a polynomial. So an x raised to n plus an minus 1 x raised to n minus 1 plus an minus 2 x raised to n minus 2 up to a1x plus a0. So this is the general form of a polynomial where a0, a1, a2 up to an are all real numbers, and this is the polynomial which has only one variable, that's x. So this is the general form of a polynomial. We can categorize these polynomials on the basis of two criteria. The first criteria is how many terms are there in the given polynomial, and what is the degree of the given polynomial is there. So on these two bases we can have three different types of the given polynomials, or we can classify the polynomials into three categories each. So let's try to understand those types of polynomials. Now based on the terms in the polynomial, there are three types of a polynomial. The first is the monomial. So as the name suggests, it has only one term, that's why it is called as a monomial. For example, 5x. So here only one term is involved, that's 5x, that's why it is called as a monomial. Or if we have another example, 7x cube, this is also a monomial as it has only one term. Or if we have root 3, then it is also a polynomial which is a constant polynomial, but we should consider here that it is a polynomial which has only one term, that's why it is also called as a monomial. So here we know that the constant polynomial can be also expressed in the general form of a polynomial, that is if we consider here no variable is involved, but in this case we can write root 3 as root 3 into x raised to 0, because x raised to 0 that's 1, and root 3 into 1 that will not make any difference to the given polynomial. That's why any real number is a polynomial, and more specifically it is a monomial. So these are some examples of monomial. Now the second type is the binomial. So again, as the name suggests, it has a word bi, that's why it suggests that there are two terms in this type of polynomials. For example, 2x square plus 7. So as we can see here, two terms are involved, 2x square and 7, that's why it is a binomial. If we have another example, 7m square minus 2m, again it has two terms, that's why it is also a binomial. Or if we have another example, 5x raised to 7 plus 7x raised to 50. So there are also, now in this example also there are two terms, that's why it is also a binomial. Now one thing we should note here, that here degree of the polynomial doesn't matter. Whatever the degree of the polynomial is there, we are only dealing with how many terms the polynomial contains. If it has two terms, then it is called as a binomial. Now if we have three terms in a given polynomial, then it is called as trinomial. So as we can see here, so let us have the example x square plus 7x minus 11. So here three terms are there, that's why it is called as a trinomial. Let's have another example, 35 x raised to 12 minus 11 x square plus 7 divided by 2. So it has again three terms, that's why it is also a trinomial. So these are the three types which are based on how many terms are there in the given polynomials. It is monomial, binomial and trinomial. If one term is there, it is called as monomial. If two terms are there, it is binomial, and if three terms are there, then it is called as a trinomial. So these are the three terms which are based on the terms in the polynomial. Now there is another criteria on which the polynomials are divided, that is the degree of the given polynomial. So the first type of the polynomial which is based on the degree of the polynomial is a linear polynomial. That is, if the degree of the given polynomial is 1, then it is called as a linear polynomial. For example, 7x plus 11. So if you consider this polynomial, degree of this polynomial is 1, that is, the highest power of the variable it contains is 1, that's why it is called as a linear polynomial. Or if we have another example, 5 divided by 2 into m. So here also the variable m is there, whose degree is 1, as the highest power of the variable m is 1. That's why it is also a linear polynomial. One thing we should note here, that here also only one term is involved in this polynomial. So we are not dealing with the how many terms are there in the linear polynomial. We are only considering the degree of that polynomial. If it is 1, then it is a linear polynomial, and if it is not 1, then it is not a linear polynomial. That's it. Now if the degree of the polynomial is 2, then it is called as a quadratic polynomial. For example, x square minus 7x plus 5. So for this equation, the degree, that is the highest power of variable x is 2. So its degree is 2, so it is a quadratic polynomial. Or if we have another example, 7 divided by 3 x square minus 11. So here also only 2 terms are involved, but we are only considering the degree of this polynomial, which is 2, that's why it is also a quadratic polynomial. And the last type of polynomial based on the degree of the polynomial is a cubic polynomial. So here also, as the name suggests, if the degree of the polynomial is 3, then it is called as a cubic polynomial. For example, 5 divided by 3 x cube. So it is example of cubic polynomial. Though there is only one term, the degree of this polynomial is 3, that's why it is a cubic polynomial. Or if we have another example, 11x cube plus 2x square minus 7x minus 9. Here also the degree of this polynomial is 3, that's why it is also an example of a cubic polynomial. So these are the 3 types of polynomials which are based on the degree of the polynomial. That is, if the degree of polynomial is 1, then it is called as a linear polynomial. If degree is 2, then it is called as a quadratic polynomial. And if the degree of the polynomial is 3, then it is called as a cubic polynomial. So this is the classification of polynomials based on 2 various criteria, that is on the basis of the terms and on the basis of the degree of the polynomial. I hope you understand this concept. So this is the very basic concept we must understand to have various operations on the polynomials. So I hope you understand this concept. Thanks for watching.